Miss Ma'am, will you help me pack for Scotland? Will you help me pack for Scotland? No. A reverent lady. Join me in packing for 10 days in Scotland. This trip is to celebrate mine and my husband's 10-year marriage wedding anniversary and celebrating 16 years together. However, this is the very first European trip that we have ever done. I plan on taking a checked bag, a carry-on, and a personal item. My husband is just going to take a checked bag and personal item. So let's see, see what we can do with some packing cubes and get going on packing. As for this trip, we will have a washer in our first apartment hotel situation that we have. So on day 4 or 5 out of 10, we will be able to wash all of our clothes, dry them, and then have clean clothes for the rest of the trip, which will help saving on packing a lot, which is good because I plan to shop in Scotland. Packing tends to be like the most overwhelming task for me. It seriously takes me hours to pack because I have to have options, but I'm so limited on space. So like, how does one choose? So weather in Scotland, while we are going to be there, we will be there mid-March. So I just checked the weather and it's looking like we're going to be in the 40s and 50s, lots of rain, lots of wind the whole time we're there. Layers and waterproof stuff are definitely going to need to be an item on the list. So I'm going to grab my packing cubes and let's get started. I always like to start off with my shoes first because then they're on the bottom and like not getting my clothes gross and stuff. So I'm keeping it super simple. I'm only bringing 3 pairs of shoes, and all of them are like truthfully based more in comfort than in fashion. I know that Scotland is full of, cobblestone streets and sidewalks, and it is a very walkable country. I anticipate walking lots and lots of steps per day, doing lots of stairs, lots of hills, things like that. And since it is going to be rainy and wet and cold, I am also keeping that in mind as well. So I will only be packing 2 pair of shoes and then wearing the 3rd to the airport. So I've got here a pair of black sneakers, some neutral sneakers, and then these super cute, they're Sorels. I got these at such a good price a few weeks ago. Sorels are like really expensive and not something I would normally spend the money on, especially just for a one-time trip like this. But I got these on clearance for I think like $60, maybe $70 tops. And they're normally like $200 boots. So very pleased with those, and they are waterproof. I have been walking in them to, break up the leather a little bit, so they should be good to go. These are actually brand new too, even though they don't look like it. I have been wearing them in, and these are not new, but I am a stan for Skechers and Dr. Scholl's in terms of comfort and support, especially if you have high arches. Like me, I have very high arches and need a lot of arch support. So these 2 will be very, very good. And if I decide I want a fancier shoe for dinner or whatever, to be honest, I don't have the best of options for shoes in general right now. I'm kind of a minimalist when it comes to my shoes. So I figure worst case, who said I can't buy some while I'm there? Next, I think I'm going to go with my pants and bottoms. So let's do that. Okay, this one isn't too exciting, but I've got basically 3 pair of skinnies and 1 pair of boot cut flares. So I've got blue skinnies, another pair of blue skinnies. These ones aren't quite as skinny, but that's okay. Boot cut flare, and then a pair of black skinnies. I figure I can mix and match these with whatever sweaters and coats and jackets I want to. And then I will also, so I have these athletic joggers too. They're like workout pants. I am wearing them today, but I'm going to wash them tonight and pack them also. And not including my airport outfits. So, oh, that's a good baby. So update, I ended up grabbing a smaller size packing cube. This is the medium one. That's a large one, and I have a couple more. I have 1 more medium and 2 small ones, I think. Anyway, I ended up grabbing a medium one because 3 pair of jeans fit perfectly in here. I just rolled them up like this. I am leaving 1 out because I'm going to put it in my travel backpack because you just never know. Just in case, I will have something. I laid out like half of my closet and I'm pretty sure I'm packing all of it. But I do still feel it's pretty practical, so we'll see what stays, we'll see what doesn't. I'm starting off with undergarments, so like I just got like all of the long sleeve plain base layers that I have. Like these 2 are actually workout tops, but they will work like as a base layer underneath sweaters and sweatshirts. This is just a long sleeve black plain top. Same with this, but it's a bodysuit for a base layer. This one is another bodysuit. This one is so cute. It has like a nice square neckline. Might be cute for a little anniversary date night. And then this one is just another technically athletic wear top base layer. So I've got 6 base layers. I think that will be enough. Okay, so I grabbed a smaller sized packing cube than the one I put for my jeans. And I fit 4 of those tops in there, just rolled them up. These 2 are going to go in the carry-on because I want base layers just in case. We're not manifesting lost luggage here, but I just like to be prepared. Look at this baby. Her face says it all. How she feels about the suitcase situation. This is the warmest and the cutest sweater that I own, so that will for sure be going. And I'm putting this one in the carry-on too, for sure. It is like my most favorite sweater that I own, so it will not be going in checked luggage. Next, I just bought this specifically for this trip because after living in Arizona for 4 years, and then before that we also lived in St. George, which is similar weather to Phoenix, Queen Creek area. So my like heavy winter clothing has become pretty much non-existent over the last like 8 years or so. So I bought this the other day. I cannot remember the brand, but it's like one of those outdoorsy brands from Al's Sporting Goods. I got this on clearance as well. It was like $20 and it's normally like, I don't know, a $100 sweater. So I'm very pleased with that. I think we'll put that in checked luggage. Next, I'm going with this sweater. It looks a little more blue on camera, but it's like a perfectly mint green. It is probably the second warmest sweater that I own, and I will go ahead and put that in checked luggage as well. I think I'll probably fold those so they're a little flatter. Okay, next I'm going to pack this white sweater because it's neutral and it kind of goes with everything. It isn't the warmest, but with a base layer underneath like this and then maybe a coat on top, it will be warm. I splurged on this hoodie and it was such an unnecessary buy, but I don't have any hoodies really. And this one was also from Al's. It's a Vuori sweatshirt. I got it on clearance, and on clearance it was still $80, which is not something I would normally splurge that much on, but here we are. Fancy sweatshirt is coming, but it is coming on the carry-on because it is the splurgiest. But guys, it is so warm and so soft. That will be going in carry-on as well. Next, this is a turtleneck. I think it's technically a sweater dress, but it definitely does not fit me like a sweater dress. It is too short. So I figured this could be, I usually wear this underneath as an underneath layer with my winter dresses, which, here, let me show you an example. Like so, like, won't that be so cute for a little anniversary dinner date? Anyway, this is velvet, and then I can wear my fleece-lined tights underneath as well to keep myself warm. So, I can also wear it just with jeans too. Even though it's long, I can still wear it. Okay, that packing cube for sure worked better with the sweaters laying flat instead of rolled, so noted. And I was able to fit 4 really bulky sweaters in there, so this one I don't think is gonna compress. I was wrong, it did compress, so that'll save me a few inches. In the suitcase we go. So far, so good. It's looking good in here. Now let's go to the rest of the stuff I have to pack. I still have a couple of packing cubes left. Maybe I'll put that dress, excuse me, that's your butt, right on my clothes. Gotta make it right though. Okay, very good. I might not even use all of this, but this is good because I will have room for shopping and we'll know for sure that it's underweight. I was a little worried with those boots because those boots are heavy. Okay, now just got a couple of last minute bits. So let's see how I want to do this. Okay, I think this sweater, I'm probably just gonna free pack that along with this dress and not put it in a packing cube, so that way I have a couple of packing cubes for my carry-on. I think I'm probably going to wear my coat onto the plane, which is annoying, but I don't want to pack it because it's going to take up too much room. So, probably going to wear that on the plane. And then I still need to pack some jammies and my airport outfit for coming home and like socks, underwear, all of that stuff. So I went ahead and grabbed a scarf, my fleece lined leggings, not leggings, tights for dress or for underneath jeans if it gets that cold. Grab some gloves too. I don't know if I'll need these because it's not like full-blown winter tundra weather, but I also live in a warmer climate, so I'm gonna be cold probably. Grabbed a couple of hats and this little earmuff thing that matches the sweater that I packed. It came in a little 2-piece set. Isn't that adorable? And yeah, a couple of hats. So those, I'm gonna go ahead and throw those in the checked bag. And then I also got my compression socks. I swell really bad when I fly, So I've never tried compression socks before. I'm hoping that they help. I've heard that they do. And can we take a moment for this tucked in and protected tail while she sleeps? Yeah, so I got those. I'm going to put these compression socks in the carry-on or travel bag and put the rest of this in the checked bag, and this will be worn on the plane. And then I will get to my airplane outfits, loungewear, and jammies. I'm going to go ahead and take all of that onto the carry-on or travel backpack. And then these, I think I'm just going to free pack them in the checked bag. Okay, moving on to loungewear, jammies, and airport outfit type of things. So I am going to be wearing this cute little matching two-piece jogger set on the way there. So this is so cute. I love this. Wearing this one on the plane there. And I think I'm going to wear one of those undershirts underneath it just in case I get cold. I tend to be cold anyway, and then when you're up in the air, you know, it's freezing. And then this is just another jogger plain black set. This is a zip-up hoodie. I will be wearing this on the way home. And then I can also use these two since we will have the washer. I can use these two as like loungewear, pajamas, and stuff like that. Okay, got those folded. Next, I'm just bringing one more pair of loungewear sweatpants. And those will also be able to go with that hoodie too. So these are more for jammies. I would not wear these in public because they are a wee bit see-through and old. Then I am just bringing two sleep gown jammy things. This is just a long sleeve button down sleep shirt. And then this one, honestly, this is so ugly, to be honest. I don't really like it. I will take those two and that should do me okay. I got several pairs of long socks and short socks, like half in the carry-on, half in the check bag. I also haven't eaten today. It's 1 p.m. I don't recommend doing that. But we have no groceries in this house because we're leaving for 2 weeks. So I just got a little tropical smoothie. I have slightly been revived with the chickendilla and the kiwi quencher. Okay, my checked bag is pretty much complete, I think, other than like toiletries and whatnot. I think I've got everything I need in here with room. Like, this is nowhere near full. We're good to go. Nora knows that when their suitcase is out, it means that we're leaving. I'm sorry, Nora. Okay, this is looking very promising. I was able to fit my jeans, my Vuori hoodie, what else did I fit in here? An undershirt. I was able to fit 4 things in here. And then I put all the rest of my socks, my compression socks, all of that in this one. I think I'll throw this in the travel backpack. I do have this wonderful travel backpack here. So many pockets for so many activities. And then there's a bottom pocket too for shoes, which is great. So I'm gonna put like anything that I need like super accessible on the plane, like clean underwear, some skincare, all of my medicines and vitamins and stuff, snacks, hydration packets, all of that stuff will go in this. Definitely forgot to film packing this bad boy with all of my toiletries and stuff, so I will just quickly go over that. I didn't put anything in this pocket. Ellie, just a minute, sweetheart. I've got my face mask and some tissues in this front pocket. Then I did end up putting my third pair of shoes in here because there was room, and my book for the flight. Excited to read this, and I'm currently charging my little book light over there that'll go in here. Then I have my journal as well. Then in this back third pocket, I have my makeup, all of my underwear and socks. I think that's all I have in that one. I missed a pocket, I think. Yeah, so I've got like all my toiletries in here, medications, gotta have Gas X and Tums, of course. Got some Z-Quil too. I don't take stuff like that all the time because I definitely try to do things more on the natural side, but we are going on a jet lag journey. I also have like disinfecting wipes for the plane so I can, you know, stay healthy. If there's one thing I will be doing this trip is staying healthy. Then I've got, you know, my other toiletries like my deodorant, travel toothbrush, all that stuff. Ooh, I need to put flossers in here. So. And then everything else is currently charging at the moment. I have 2 nice big battery packs for the flight, charging my headphones. And guys, I think that's it. So I think we're gonna be more than okay. Thank you for joining me in my pack to Scotland. Officially burned out and out of commission for the rest of the day, I think. So, hello, I am now back from Scotland. It's been a few weeks, so I am editing this in post-trip. Say hello to Nora, my reviewing assistant. To kind of go over like some of the things that I wore the most, some things I packed that I didn't actually end up touching, shoes worn the most, all of that stuff. We went to Scotland the 2nd and 3rd week of March. So we were there from March 11th through March 20th. It is known to be like pretty rainy still, not full-blown winter weather, but not warm by any means. And the whole entire time we were there, we had pretty much like 1 or 2 days that it didn't rain at all, and the rest of the time it rained. And when it rains in Scotland, it is like raining sideways type of rain with lots of wind. And when we booked the trip, we knew that going into it, so I wasn't worried about it. But because of that, when we were packing, it was definitely more for comfort and logistics and not as much for fashion. Okay, I'm gonna start off with shoes first. They are scuffed up and dirty and gross still. Whatever, they were worn in Scotland for multiple weeks with lots of mud and rain, and I haven't washed them yet. So I'm gonna start with these guys over here. These are my Skechers. I loved these for the airplane and no other place, to be honest, because I loved these for the plane because they are easy to slip on and off without having to like untie anything. But as you can see, the bottom of these, not a whole lot of traction going on. And when it came to slick, stairs, cobblestone, all of that, that's in Scotland, you really want something that has good traction. And so I only wore these on the airplane days and days when it was dry, which was pretty much non-existent. So I'm going to go to my second most worn shoes, which was these Dr. Scholl's. I don't remember exactly the name of what they're called, but they are Dr. Scholl's sneakers. Like I said, they're muddy and dirty still. I really need to wash them, but these were better with traction than the Skechers were. Super duper comfortable. My feet like obviously hurt from not being used to walking that much, but they were like as comfortable as they possibly could have been in these shoes. So highly, highly recommend sneakers that are comfy, that, you know, have good traction. Gage and I also noticed that every single person who was wearing normal sneakers or like running shoes, walking shoes, they were slipping and sliding all over the place. We noticed it multiple times with multiple people. So that leaves me with my Sorels. Now, I bought these Sorels specifically for this trip, and I honestly wasn't sure if I was going to wear them that much, and I wore them like 7 out of the 10 days of the trip. They were so good. They were so comfortable. I did wear them for a couple weeks leading up to the trip because they are real leather. So I wanted to, you know, like loosen it up and break them in a little bit before walking many miles a day. Are they heavy? Yes. The only issue I did have is because they are heavy and I have a really bony foot, like the top of my foot is bony. So it did kind of press right here if we were sitting for long periods of time and the weight of the rubber was like pulling the boot down on top of my foot, if that makes sense. But if we were walking around and, you know, exploring, they were totally fine. I wore these so much. They were totally worth the investment. They're normally a pretty spendy shoe. I want to say they're close to $200 normally. So I was very happy to get these on clearance because they were my most worn shoe. I highly recommend getting some sort of waterproof, comfortable, heavy duty type of shoe that, I mean, I didn't slip in these once. You may think that you have good traction on your shoes until you visit Scotland, because our sidewalks here in America, they're made out of concrete. So there's like scratchiness to it that the rubber on your shoes can cling to. Oh, for goodness sake. But for Scotland, it's like all the stairs are made out of like granite and stone and marble, and like the cobblestone everywhere also is like very uneven and super easy to slip. So getting boots and then a good pair of waterproof sneakers. Don't even pack any heels. I have a hard time wearing heels anymore in my 30s anyway, unless they're like super comfortable and chunky heel and stuff. But Scotland, genuinely not the place for heels. And I would say even like your cutesy flats, or, you know, like your more dressy type of flat style shoes, if you're going during rainy season, like don't even bother. Just pack things that are waterproof. Pack shoes like you're going to Disneyland. You know what I mean? Like when you pack shoes for Disneyland, you want something that you can walk in all day, that's comfortable, that has good traction, that if you get wet on like Splash Mountain or something, that you know it's going to be comfortable to walk in those shoes even if they get wet. You want to think of Scotland the same exact way. Did I mean to compare Disneyland and Scotland? Because they are so not the same type of place. But you know what I mean. Like mentally packing, that is what you want. Okay, I'm rambling at this point. Go into clothing now. Most worn clothing, least worn clothing. I don't have that much to go over, so hopefully it'll be fast. Don't have a cute angle to film this in, so here we are. My turtleneck knit type of sweaters. Yes, wore those like every day. As well as this guy. I bought this right before the trip. Wore it quite a lot. As well as this. This is the warmest sweater I have, and I wore this like probably more days than is acceptable. Now, the reason I wore those so much is because I had... Why am I out of breath? So the reason I packed those, or the reason I wore those so much is because Obviously, they're sweaters, they're warm, they're, you know, protecting the neck so that the wind doesn't get in, all of that. But also, they were very friendly for layering. I would wear like a long sleeve, just plain undershirt, which would also save how many days I could wear certain things without a wash because they were like in between layers. You know what I mean? And I would have my coat on top. So if you're going in March, I really recommend packing in that mind frame of like long sleeve layer underneath, good knit sweater on top, and then a good waterproof coat on top. That way you can, you know, if it's warm, you can take layers off, and if it gets cold, you can put layers back on. Which leads me to my most worn jacket situation. So most worn jacket situation was my waterproof puffer coat. I wore this every single day of the trip. So yeah, that was my most worn coat. I'll show you some of the least worn stuff that I packed, or stuff that I didn't wear at all. So one of the things I did not wear at all was this long sleeve bodysuit. Some of it was for comfort reasons, because, you know, bodysuits can be uncomfy when you're already having a bunch of layers. But also, like, this top was such a cute top to just not even be seen at all, because I would have been too cold in it. And my coat just would have covered it anyway, and I would have had to put another layer on top. So I didn't wear this at all. The neckline also, like, it's just too cold for Scotland type of wind. You really want a higher neck for that. The next thing I didn't wear at all was my rain jacket. Not because you don't need a rain jacket. It's too cold to wear this style. Like, I don't know if you can tell how thin this is, but this is so thin. And so, like, I was thinking I could bring this and pack it on, like, somewhat warmer days and just, like, wear it with a sweater and whatnot if it was hot. But it never got warm enough to not wear the big puffer. So I just wore the big puffer pretty much every day that I was there. And then also while I was there, I don't know what's the best way to even show you this, but I got this really, really cute denim jacket. Let me see if I can get to focus. But I found this denim jacket at a vintage store, and it's so cute. I love it so much. So I would wear this on top of like my chunkier hoodies some days too, and that kept me quite warm. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope it's helpful on what to pack or what not to pack on a long trip to Scotland, particularly in the springtime. So this isn't my typical type of content. I'm a breathwork facilitator. I'm an astrologer. I teach somatic work, but I do love traveling, and this trip was like one of those once in a lifetime trips. Mine engage's 10-year anniversary, and we have been together for 16 years as well. So I just wanted to share that and have a permanent place in memory on the internet. Guys, my hair breakage is so bad right now. Send help. Anyway, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye! Fullfest hela dagen. Mjöl från livets grottekvarn. Fullfest hela dagen. Små på stort, det har vi alla.